Good morning and welcome to BNS and the Stock Game on ET Now. I'm Megha Chadha.
Hi everyone, I'm Avan Dabash. We will be playing the stock game in just a bit from now, but focus then on the quarterly numbers of Biocon that were just declared a few minutes ago. You had the results which came in above estimates, which is why you saw a good notch up in the stock price. Just walk you through those numbers, but we will be cutting across to the management who's addressing the media.
Okay, so I'm pleased to announce the FY12 numbers, which I'm delighted are ahead of market expectations. We have registered a top line growth of 16%, having grown from 1,860 crores to 2,150 crores approximately. What is important for me to mention here is that we have sustained PAT numbers at last year's levels, and we have also sustained PAT margins at a 16% level. Our balance sheet remains very strong, and in terms of the cash position, we have increased this cash position from 435 crores around 736 crores as of date. I think the important highlights here are the fact that our research services and branded formulations businesses have been the strong growth drivers, both of this quarter as well as of this fiscal. Going forward, we have taken some very important steps in our core businesses. As you know, we have created very strong and focused growth verticals. And in every one of these verticals, we do see good upsides, which we are focusing on to realize this coming fiscal. Research services has been a star performer this year, and it has grown, almost 30% from 308 to 410 crores this year. It's almost an addition of 100 crores. And what is important for me to state here is that this growth has seen a very improved quality of earnings in our research services business. So this gives us the confidence to keep on track in terms of our listing plans for Syngene. In addition to that, our branded formulations business has done exceedingly well. And again, this has shown a growth of almost 40%. Our diabetology division is certainly very strong in terms of growth. And overall, I think we have had a very interesting year, a year full of contributions from some of our newer businesses. And we are looking at how we can rejig our old businesses to improve the quality of earnings. So going ahead, I think we are very confident that despite the rather uncertain global economic outlook, that we will make significant progress across all our businesses.
Mazumdar Shaw, Chairman and Managing Director of Biocon, extremely elated on those good set of numbers that Biocon has declared. So just to quickly give you a glimpse, already pointed out it's been much higher than what the street was also factoring in. While we were working with a sales figure of 534 crore rupees, it's surprised on the upside. 589 crore rupees, that's higher by 26%. The net profit too, down marginally by 3% at 97.8 crore rupees. As she mentioned, it was largely the research services as well as the branded formulation, which were those two segments were the growth in this quarter. The research services business grew 13% to 410 crore rupees vis-a-vis 318 crore rupees, and a fairly smart cash position what they're sitting on, 736 crore rupees versus 435 crores. Of course, they have mentioned that going forward, the uncertain global economic outlook is likely to be a bit of a dampener, but this time around they've shone with their numbers, and the stock price are giving it a good thumbs up. It's high by close to 4% as we speak. But in fact, let's just also take a minute to address those HCC numbers. Big blow, Megha.
Absolutely, Avan. In fact, we were expecting a disappointing quarter for an HCC once again, and that's exactly, in fact, it seems to have surpassed those sort of dismal expectations. In fact, the counter currently is trading just about at the lowest point of the day. So let's run you through the numbers first. Our expectations were, as far as the top line is concerned, 1156. Okay, let's go across to the management then of Biocon. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw now joins in on the show. Mrs. Shaw, morning. Great to have you with us first on ET Now. Congratulations on a very good set of numbers there. Do run us through the critical verticals that really drove growth this time around, given that we had Axicorp divestment really come through as well.
Branded products business. Both these have had a very robust growth run. Research services has really contributed 100 crores to the top line and has seen therefore a growth of 30%. Our branded formulations business has grown 40%, and these are the two important growth drivers this year. Going forward, I think, as you know, we are focused on our very well-defined growth verticals, and we have several upside opportunities in every one of these growth verticals we are focused on to ensure that we do realize them going forward in the coming fiscal.
Mrs. Shaw, afternoon. This is Avan joining in from the ET Now studio. Given that your margins have seen a good up move, 25.3% versus 20.5%, could you run us through what were the factors that drove this, and are we going to see this margin trajectory continue for Bio?
Well, this actually reflects a better quality of earnings. Over the years, we've really been focusing on how we can improve our margins. And it's really about product mix, and it takes time in our kind of business to change from one kind of product segment to another. So we are trying to really optimally arrive at a product that can actually help us to get better margins. Again, I think our research services business has also been a big contributor of this margin, because again the quality of earnings in research services has strongly improved from a very commoditized business to a very value-added business, and I think that's what is making the difference across our businesses.
Right. Really led to the growth as far as the CRAMS business was concerned, Mrs. Shaw, and how much of it, was the licensing income then for the fourth quarter?
Well, licensing income actually has been a bit of a dampener for us this fiscal. At a net licensing income level, actually, we've seen a decline in licensing income of about 60 crores. So this certainly is not one of the factors that has helped us to grow, but I think what has really helped us to grow are our other businesses. The CRAMS business actually has really shone a lot this fiscal because of the fact that as I mentioned earlier, our integrated service offering has certainly improved the quality of earnings. As you know, this was a very high commoditizing business. We faced a lot of challenges 2 years ago, and then we made these investments that were used to transform this business into value-added offerings, and it's paying off for us now, as you can see.
Mrs. Shaw, post the breakup with Pfizer, analysts have indicated quite a few doubts in terms of the growth in the biosimilar portfolio of the company. Do you feel these valid concerns, and how do you see growth for your company in the portfolio without Pfizer?
Well, I think the Pfizer impact has been a strong perception reaction to what it's all about. And I, for one, feel that we are definitely going to see this, aspect of it, disappear in a short while. It is a kind of a knee-jerk reaction. As far as we are concerned, we remain very committed to the insulins portfolio. As I mentioned earlier, the only thing that changes in this equation is the fact that it will change from having one global commercialization partner to multiple regional alliances. And we already have a number of these strong regional partners which predate Pfizer. And, you know, after Pfizer came into the equation, we had to restrict them to a certain part of the market. And now we can obviously then start engaging with them to expand the market to the retail market, which is, as you know, a value-added opportunity. So I, for one, feel that in this coming fiscal, you will see some things where we can bring back that confidence that this is a very, very attractive opportunity for us. We remain committed, and I have no doubt that we will be a very significant player globally in the insulin segment.
I'm sure, Mrs. Shaw, that the market also shares that sentiment. You are seeing that reaction come in on your stock price as well. Congratulations on a very good set of numbers. And of course, we look forward to having with us more often for an interaction on that. But with that, let's take it right back to the game then and bring on board our three experts who've been joining us all this week. We've got with us Sanjeev Agarwal as well as Hitesh Idnani and of course Vishal Jaju, who have been with us all this week. So time then to bring them on board and tell you what they're going to be doling out for you on day 5 of this week's edition of PNS and the Stock Game. But before we do that, let's tell you what happened with their portfolios yesterday.